Hello everyone and welcome to another edition of A Dragonball Conversation. Today, after a little bit of a break, we return to a Dragon Ball conversation where we're talking about the Universe Survival arc. This is an arc which is about nearly 10 episodes in. We're about 3 months in or so, and it's generated a lot of hype. This has been the arc that has, I think, saved Dragon Ball Super, and it's gotten a lot of people thinking. We have got a battle royale on our hands, but we need to think of strategy here. You can't just go in punches blazing. So joining me today to discussing about potential topics and tactics and stratagem, I have the one, the only Rhymestyle with me. How's it going, man?
It's going great. Thank you for having me. I'm actually very excited to talk about this because this is like the most fun I had talking about Dragon Ball Super in a long time.
Well, no, it's great for you to be here, man. It would have been either this or talking about Dokkan Battle. I mean,
we're not going to talk about Dokkan right now. That game is just, it's so addicting, but I love it.
Yeah, I know. I recently just dabbled in a little bit, but that's besides the point, really. So, Mr. Rhymestyle, for anybody that's not aware of what you do, can you just tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, just a quick pitch. I yell a lot and talk about Dragon Ball. I play all the games, I do discussions, and I do all that stuff. So if you want to come hear me yell and just play the games, well, you know where to find me.
And there's a lot of sandwiches involved. Some of them
Lots
are super.
of sandwiches.
Well, yeah, so thank you for that, mate. But today's topic, if you hadn't understood what it was at the beginning of the episode, it's talking about the Tournament of Power and the tactics that could be displayed here. We're going to talk about the basics of the Tournament of Power, which give you a refresher about what the rules are and what it consists of. The potential dark horses or the surprise members that might be able to throw people in for a loop. The kind of fighters that we could see from other universes, something that we may not have seen before, what will be critical for Universe 7 to succeed, and who we reckon will be the first and last members to either exit or survive the tournament. Let's go back to the first topic and the basics of the Tournament of Power. Let's give people a refresher. With the rules of the tournament, it's a straight up 48 minutes, 80 fighters in a battle royale. What do you think about that? What was your reaction when you first found out about that in episode 80?
It actually made me very happy because, like, it was very, very different. Because, like, growing up with Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, you grow up with the standard tournament where it was, like, 1v1. We even started a tournament in the Universe 6 arc where, again, it was, like, a 1v1 format. It was slightly different because it's kind of like fight until you lose type of thing. But for the most part, we are so familiar with the whole 1v1 setup. And, like, let's be real now. When you throw a Goku into a tournament with somebody 1v1, who's going to win? I know we had the whole shocker when Frost beat Goku, but technically he cheated. So that's a little bit different. But, like, getting the idea of like one ring with 80 people was a shocker, and actually it's refreshing because it's different. Because now it's like, it doesn't matter if you're the strongest. It doesn't matter if you're like the smartest. It doesn't matter like what we were taught about these characters, because right now it's a completely different battlefield. And if everybody wants to team up all at once and go after Goku, they could. It's gonna be more of a them versus us type of thing. But like seeing them switch it up to do like a giant battle royale is actually refreshing because like we don't know what to expect. And like the big shocker initially was the team. They revealed, you know, Goten and Trunks weren't going to be in it. But again, the smart thing about that decision is the fact that they're very straightforward. They don't really know about strategy. They just kind of jump in and fight. But like this, you have to be strategic. If it was like a 1v1 setup, then maybe Goten and Trunks could be smart, could be useful. But the fact that they're not, like you have to kind of think about what you can and can't do in this tournament. Otherwise, Universe 7 is just going to go poof.
Yeah, now that I think about it, whenever Goten and Trunks are pitched for anything, even if it's looking after Android 17's island, they say, oh no, they'll be no good. So it's like, what are they good for?
Yeah,
this is a good point, because episodes in between the exhibition match and what we are right now has actually shown Goku isn't all that great when in a tournament where it isn't 1v1. They've been able to get the loop around Goku, and actually in the rules of the tournament, if you get a ring out, then you're out, and you can't fly outside of the bounds, you can't kill anyone, so you can't just vaporize people with the Kamehameha, and you can't use outside weapons or assist like sensu beans or something like that. I think if you're not careful, Goku could lose.
Yeah.
Like, it's really serious right here. Love the rules. The rules actually make a lot of sense. The last man standing wins, or the universe that has the most amount of people still in the round by the time the time limit's up. Yeah, it's simple. It's straightforward. And I like that. What kind of fighters might we see from other universes? Now, for example, we got an idea with the Pride Troopers. Oh, how I love the Pride Troopers.
Right.
They are so great. Episode 85 just had me giddy. They pilot a massive space whale ship. Oh my god. That was just... whoa. We got the likes of Topo, Dispo, that general guy. That general guy's, straight up awesome. He came out of the Metal Gear version from the MSX. Just wow. I'm just expecting someone to just go, Colonel, the Pride Troopers are about to hit the world on Universe 11. Metal Gear, whatever. But yeah, it's just, there's so much more to it. We know what Shueisha's been doing with the Dragon Room. Come up with a Pride Trooper spin-off manga. That'd be great.
I'd be all 100% in for that.
Oh yeah, I mean, absolutely, me too. But getting back to the fighters from other universes, I mean, what haven't we seen yet, Rhymestyle? What would you like to see in terms of fighters? Something that's unusual.
You know what's interesting is when the Universe 6 arc happened, we all thought who out there could potentially come against Goku and Vegeta? Nobody. It's stupid. And then introduced a new breed of fighters that weren't necessarily the strongest, but they were different in terms of tactics. Like Frost, obviously he was a cheater. He used his little poisons. You have Hit, who's not necessarily very, very powerful, but he can, stop time. So what I'm expecting to see with this, well, for starters, it's gonna be more like the Dark Tournament arc where you'll in Yu Yu Hakusho, where you have a bunch of various characters revealed. They won't really do much. That you just see kind of get slaughtered and get not literally slaughtered, but get just destroyed, defeated, whatever, really, really fast. But they'll probably have some really unique designs. But as far as what I'm expecting to see, is more of what we saw in Universe 6. Not necessarily the strongest, because I feel like as far as power, it's already been revealed that Universe 11 has the strongest fighters, which are the Pride Fighters, or the Pride Troopers, and they'll probably have the power on their hands. So when it comes down to the final part, I feel like it's gonna be a Universe 11 versus Universe 7 type of thing. But I feel like the other universes will have something up their sleeve, so it's kind of okay. Again, the reason why this tournament is gonna be so special and dangerous is the fact that you have to pay attention to everything, because least you know about a fighter, the more dangerous they become. And because of that, I feel like everybody in this tournament is going to be vastly, a major challenge, I should say. Just the fact because you don't know what to expect. You don't know what they have up their sleeves. Because, for all you know, you could have some Frosties who have, crazy poison powers. You could have maybe another Hit that can, freeze time or do something crazy. Or even other characters who could potentially even stop your ki from being used. Stop God Ki. Can you imagine if Goku and Vegeta get their power sealed?
Oh, wow. That'd be devastating.
Yeah, so it's but technically, Master Roshi could probably still bust out the Mafuba and knock that person out. So, they all have to rely on each other to succeed here. And that's what's going to make this arc so freaking interesting. And I can't wait for the actual fight to start. I love the in-between episodes right now because it gives you more insight on the characters and it shows you, how much powerful they've become. But at the same time, I'm so excited just to see the tournament start.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But honestly, I like the fact that they've been doing these little two-parters and side episodes because it gives the entire tournament more gravitas and more context. And the one purpose from Universe 6 that we haven't mentioned is Botamo, because Botamo has the interesting power of he can technically not be hit, because if you punch Botamo in the belly, that punch is going to be sent off to another dimension.
See, for that one, for example, I could see Master Roshi being the one that knocks him out.
Yeah, absolutely, because you can't do any physical hits on Botamo. You have to think outside the box and kind of push him out of the ring. Now we move on, because we were speculating briefly on people from other universes, but we don't really know much at the time because we've obviously not seen the fighters from the other universes yet. That probably won't be for another couple of months. But when it comes to our universe, we know the score with everybody. The problem that I've seen with the last few episodes is that Goku can't just run in and punch people.
Right.
He's had to learn that the hard way. And if Majin Buu can outsmart you within a couple of minutes by just getting his arms extending out as far as you can and then get out of the ring, then Goku's done. Goku has to work with other people, and I don't think he can do that. This is where I think Gohan can definitely take the charge and implement a carefully planned out approach. I thought Gohan would be relegated to the sidelines because, he's just there to pander to the fans. But no, he's actually getting involved. He's thinking about it, and actually his Saiyan blood's really interacting with this scenario very well. He's getting excited, and I never thought I'd see that happen. Gohan up until now has been wavering all over the place. And, I think a lot of the fans were starting to get very bored about that, myself included. You just needed to see something different and something really develop. And now Gohan's got a reason to fight, which isn't just his family. He doesn't want the universes getting destroyed. And he feels that it's his duty to get stronger again and make sure that Universe 7 can survive.
Speaking of which, I'm so happy that he knows that there's a danger. It kind of bugs me that they won't tell anybody that if they lose, the universes will get erased, because I feel like that could make them fight more and take it more serious. Like, I mean, I know some people shouldn't know. Like, for example, if Krillin knew, I feel like he'd be just terrified the entire time, and too much pressure would cause him to make mistakes. But Gohan knowing the fact that there's a danger behind us is going to make him a threat to that tournament, to the other fighters. And I love the fact that he knows that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And 17 knows now because he pretty much coaxed it out of Goku.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that 18 kind of knows something's down. And I'm sure that 17 will tell her. But she won't tell Krillin because, as you just said, I think other people are smarter than Goku gives them credit for. They'll figure it out. They'll figure out there's something more to it than just prize money. That's something that needs to be showcased, as well as each character's best assets. Mm-hmm. Like, as we were just talking about earlier, we got Gohan's tactical, brains and know-how. He's got the nous to be able to fight in a battle and
Piccolo
think around people. Yeah, Piccolo, absolutely. Well, yeah, of course. If Gohan was able to do it, then by proxy, Piccolo does it too.
Piccolo is Gohan's dad, so they think alike,
Oh yeah, of course. And even though during the Universe 6 arc, Piccolo knew he was vastly outclassed by people, it's like, yeah, I know, I'm not as strong enough as some people, but damn it, I'm just gonna give it a go, may as well. Yeah, he's valiant, he still gives it a try, because he might be able to outsmart his opponent. And he will. He'll be able to outsmart a couple of people. I mean, Ten Shinhan, of course, he's got his wise old thing, and he's a bit of an enigma, so he might be able to pull out the stops for anybody, really. I mean, the androids, they probably got things that will work together.
I'm pretty sure because the androids were used to fighting together, even though they haven't really been together in the last couple of years, I think just the fact that they grew up and they're twins and they're very much in sync, when it comes down to their teamwork is still going to be as amazing as it was in the past.
Oh, yeah, of course.
And I'm actually looking forward to seeing them fight more than anybody else, just because, number one, 17 has an awesome fight style, and we just saw even more of his character in the last episode, and just seeing 17 and 18 together is just going to be amazing in that tournament. I feel like they're gonna have each other's backs.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, the latest ending of Dragon Ball Super, you kind of get an idea who's going to be working together. Like, Piccolo and Gohan are going to work together.
Yep.
17 and 18 will work together. Boo will just nap. Vegeta will power up to Super Saiyan Blue, as he always does. And then Goku's got an evil transformation and then turns bad and kills everyone. No, I'm just thinking about that one. That's what the internet wants to believe, but no. I just saw that, oh, Goku has a cloudy white aura. That means he must have a new transformation and he's evil.
What's funny about that is, so the Pride Troopers are being marketed and pushed as the good guys of this tournament. Like, they are the good people. They protect Universe 11, whereas Universe 7 are being portrayed as the bad guys. And, like I said, there's theories go around that Goku is evil. But in our reality, remember, Goku's the one who saved everybody. If it wasn't for Goku's idea, the universes that are on the bottom would have just been wiped out without even question.
And, yeah, absolutely.
And it's funny because I feel what's going to happen here is you're going to have the Pride Troopers who are being portrayed as the good guys. It's going to switch around in the end. And I guarantee you somehow, some way, whether it's Goku asking for, the Omni Kings to not destroy universes, or they use the Super Dragon Balls to restore it, I guarantee you in the end, it's going to be Goku that comes out a hero for whatever reason.
Oh, Zen-chan, don't destroy the universes and the Zenos. Because oh, we completely forgot. What? We're talking about universes? Or what? They completely forget about it, and they go like, oh, we weren't planning to do it. We just wanted people to fight. If that happened, I swear to God, somebody's going to get choked.
What's interesting about the Pride Troopers too is they believe what they're doing is justice, but then again, so does Zamasu. It's
exactly.
Like, what is justice? Because for all you know, their version of justice, for like they destroyed that alien and then that guy. For all we know, those guys could have been good guys. They could have been like, good guys doing whatever they were doing. But the justice, the Pride Troopers thought their justice was right. So it's like, whose justice is actually correct here? So that's something else to think about.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, what Super's taught us is like, what is good and what is evil, really? Like, because there are so many other universes. There will be people that we deem as evil or bad, but they're actually good, or they're neither. Yeah, it's really interesting. And I think Universe 7 really have to kind of band together at this time and actually come up with the goods. Because otherwise, I realistically think that Universe 7 could lose if people don't work together, especially Goku and Vegeta. And speaking of exiting and losing, now this is the point where I think this is where we'll make our predictions for this tournament. Who would we think will be the first to fall or the last standing? So my guess is that the first people to fall potentially could be either Tenshinhan, Gohan, or Goku. I say that Tenshinhan because I would imagine that he would probably be misreading everything, but this is only like a very tenuous thing. Realistically, I think Tenshinhan will be quite a dark horse and will actually be around for quite a long time. I think the quote-unquote weaker characters will actually be the ones to step up and actually do the most for the Universe 7 team. Gohan, because we have seen him pretty much fall at every single opportunity when he's testing other people, and he does doubt Krillin. It's like, oh, Krillin's not strong enough. Oh my god, he is strong enough. I got completely fooled. Oh, woe is me. Goku could be one of the first to fall out because he just doesn't work with people. He just goes off and does his own thing, and he's just going to get into a foolish mistake and lose. Again, I really don't see that happening because we got all the stuff with Jiren in the opening and him fighting by Bergamo. I mean, Goku's going to be around for a while based on the opening, really. But Rhymestyle, who do you think will be the first to fall in Universe 7?
As much as it hurts me, I think it's going to be Gohan. And it kind of foreshadowed it. Gohan kind of has been foreshadowed as being like not the same character we grew up with just because he's gotten a lot weaker. I feel like Gohan will go down after doing something crazy only because he tries to protect somebody. I can see him try to save Krillin's life, for example, and in the process he gets knocked out. So it's not that he will get knocked out because he gets beaten really, really badly. He'll probably get knocked out just because he tries to save somebody or something. As far as Goku, the only thing that kind of bugs me, and this is the problem with Dragon Ball, is Toei spoils stuff a lot. It's remember how we grew up, back in the day watching Dragon Ball Z, and it was like, will Frieza get defeated next episode? And then the episode title is Frieza defeated, ? It's like, they spoil stuff all the time, and the big spoiler
mind you, that wasn't necessarily their Toei's fault. That was down to Funimation changing the names. Most of the time, they kind of, the Toei episode titles don't tend to spoil everything too much. Sometimes they do. But
they give you hints. Yeah, they give you hints.
It gets you thinking for at least the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, and the big one, right now, is they reveal all the fighters. I mean, and also that we see Jiren fighting Goku in the intro. It's funny because last episode, 17 walks up saying, no, I don't want to be in a tournament. I don't care if we get destroyed. So it's like, will 17 join? Well, we know he's going to join because he's in the intro. And it was also revealed to be part of the roster. Unless they change that and completely throw us out of the loop, which will be actually interesting if that actually happens. But I don't think that's going to be the case.
I don't think they do that because that is, if they did that, they've been hyping it up so much. And if they did that bait and switch, I think that would be a major backlash. And they had enough of a backlash in episode 67.
Oh, yeah.
That one. They don't need another one.
So with that said, I feel like we know enough to know that certain characters won't fall, but I would not be surprised if Goku and Jiren fall in the end and we get Universe 6 that wins, by default for whatever reason, and then maybe they use the Super Dragon Balls to save all the universes or save Universe 7, because remember, in the end of Universe 6's arc, Beerus wished for Earth to be restored in his brother's universe. So I feel like he could maybe repay him with something like that. Will be good for everyone's favor.
Yeah, exactly. I can imagine Champa doing that, wishing everyone back, and he'd go I don't owe you anything anymore, you stupid brother, and stuff like that. Now, that could be kind of cute, actually. But in terms of the last people standing, conversely, I think Gohan might be the last standing, or Vegeta, or indeed Roshi. Because no one will be thinking that Roshi will be able to do anything. Because technically, if you were speaking about power levels right now, and I'm using air quotes AF, Roshi would be kind of vastly underestimated. With Gohan, I feel like if he was the last one standing, this would be a capping off and his resurgence, finally, because Toei's actually made up their mind about what they're going to do with Gohan. And they actually get to that point where I've been championing for the longest time, that Gohan finally strikes a balance between fighting and family. And I feel like that the tournament could be that platform for him to do so. And if they did that, this would be such a great thing for all Gohan fans across the internet. Who else? Do you think there's anyone else that could be the last people standing? Do you think there will be more than one?
I mostly agree with what you said earlier, where I think the weaker ones are going to be the ones to stand, just due to the fact that we're underestimating them.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, even to this day, right now, I still see people saying, why Krillin? Why Roshi? Why not Goten? Why not Trunks? I guarantee you the weaker ones are going to be the ones that are going to last the longest, whereas the strong ones will go out sooner. And again, this goes back to the same thing that happened in Universe 6, where Goku went out in the first round. It's like, oh, snap, did that really just happen? I definitely think the weaker ones are going to be staying at the top. And again, the other point you made was, Roshi's quote-unquote power level is very, very weak. And you could just be like, you know what? Why waste my power on this guy when I can waste my power on Goku? And then when I have no power left, I can still take out Roshi. So I feel like that's going to be another advantage that he's going to have.
No, that's a really good point, yeah. I think we both agree that Roshi could be one of the ones to really cause an upset in the tournament.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah, I think this actually leads a good point to the conclusion. I think what we can say is that the Universe 7 team need to work together to provide not just an entertaining matchup, but also the best chance to ensure Universe 7's survival and restoration of reputation for wishing all the universes to be revived. Because, as we know, Universe 7 has really been thrown into the dirt by all the other universes. They don't care what happens. I mean, they've been snubbed at the Kai meeting, the God of Destruction meeting, everybody hates Goku, Shin and Beerus do not get along. They've been messing their job up, and honestly, as I said in a discussion video, I think Universe 7 should be destroyed. Curse them, be damned with them, because they don't know how to do their job. The only person that does need to be destroyed is Ro from Universe 9, because he's just a douche.
I don't like him. I just hate his face.
Who does? Who would like that guy? And also the tournament. I think the tournament power will be both a blessing and a curse for character creators in Dragon Ball. All these new fighters will have a mix of old and new traits, and they'll all be rendered unsurprising or repetitive in the future, because people coming up with all these ideas for different fighters, I mean, that's great, but there are several dozen characters, and if they come up with an interesting gimmick, they go, uh-oh, we can't use that anymore, because it's not original anymore. We have to think of something else. So it's going to give people a headache. Unless Toyotaro's got a lot of original character designs that he can just whip out at any time.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's going to be very involved with that. Because, I mean, he's been more and more involved in the last couple of years, especially with the designs of the other gods. So I'm sure he's going to help a lot.
Oh, yeah. I'm not worried here. But I think for this arc, they really need to choose their twists and surprise upsets really carefully so as to not exhaust any ideas for future arcs. Unless this is the final arc of Super. Although I really kind of doubt it. It makes money. And Masako Nozawa is still alive. All that remains for me to say is just thank you, Rhymestyle, for joining me.
Well, thank you for having me. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah, well, thank you very much, sir. And now is the time for you to just plug away with your social medias.
You can find me on Twitter at Rhymestyle and just on YouTube at just Rhymestyle. So, pretty easy.
Well, yeah, short and sweet. Pretty much there. So, and what's simple as that is also us turning the discussion to you out there. Do you think tactics will be really important in the Tournament of Power? Do you think it will literally just be about power and that all that we've talked about is complete and utter nonsense? Just leave what you think down in the comments below and be sure to share the video, like, subscribe, everything. Subscribe to myself and subscribe to Rhymestyle if you haven't already. But yeah, thank you so much for listening, guys, and thank you, Rhymestyle, once again for joining me for this discussion.
Of course. Again, thank you for having me. Hopefully we can do more.
Well, I would love to do that. But until the next time, guys, be sure to just have a good one and subscribe and like and everything that we YouTubers say. But, okay. Catch you later, guys.